Resident Evil Requiem could be Capcom's best ever Resident Evil game yet. And I'm not just basing this off of hype, I'm basing this off of because of what actually Capcom are doing right now. So from this showcase, we see many things in this trailer. We see two protagonists first of all, and from this, I don't know if you guys have seen the showcase, but I'm going to be talking about the showcase. We know that Leon is back, as it says it here, and the reason why I think this could be Capcom's best ever game yet, Resident Evil game, is because of the fact that they give us two protagonists, and also, well, first of all, we have to talk the graphics. I mean, the Resident Evil engine is amazing. Graphically, I think this will be one of the best. And second of all, why again, right now they're saying it's like you're playing completely different games with Grace and Leon. See, now this is what I think could be the second aspect as to why this game could be Capcom's best ever yet, because with Leon you get that action, you get the gunplay, and you get the you get the badass feeling. But with Grace, it's much more about survival and stealth. So we have two different gameplays of two different, again, Grace's horror and Leon's action. This is, again, a unique experience, and we've never had that. That's why this could, surpass every other Resident Evil game. We have two different protagonists, we have two different experiences of those protagonists. With Leon, we can be badass, we can go around guns blazing, it's very action, but with Grace, it's more, sort of stealth and survival. And with that being said, later on in this showcase, they do give us options to switch from first person to third person. I think this is a very big change. I think this will help a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going to be happy. Why? Why will a lot of people be happy? Because they can choose to play however they want. Some people were a fan of the Resident Evil 7 and the Resident Evil 8, which was, more survival, stealth, first person, and the previous Resident Evil games before, they were more sort of, third person shooters. Well, not shooters, but you get the gist. So, because of this, I think it's amazing that players can choose to create the experience that they want. If you're a fan of third person, great, you can play as third person. If you're a fan of first person, you can play as first person. And I think the choice that they're giving with these options are going to be the difference makers, and why this could be Capcom's best ever Resident Evil game yet. So, I mean, to summarize it really quickly, all of this, there's two different styles of gameplay, as you can see here. We've got Leon's, more of like an action heavy, you can, he's a strong guy, and as you can see, it's all about combat with him. And there's this really cool shot here. Just look at this. I mean, he has a hatchet, like he can parry. And if you see it here, just watch this. Watch the sort of the kill cutscene here that we see. And there we go. Like, just look at this. We've never seen this before. And this is why it's so different. And the fact, they're going for a bit of a Silent Hill F vibe here, with shooting at different limbs. And, you can carry a chainsaw. So with that being said, this is gonna cater to everyone. Some people wanted a more Leon-like experience with high action, tense combat, and some people wanted more like a stealth survival experience. Leon will give us the the action combat, whereas Grace will give us the survival and the stealth. As you can see, Grace is being played as first person, much more terrifying, survival. You can either choose to kill or you can choose to escape. And, people can people get to experience the best of both worlds. You know, they really are giving us the best of both worlds here. And again, like I said, the option to, you know, switch from first person to third person is also really good, because people can choose to create their own experience and they can choose what fits best for them. And I mean, lastly, I'll just have to say that this is probably the best looking Resident Evil game yet. Obviously, this is made from the Resident Evil engine, which obviously amazing graphics. We know it's not meant for open worlds, but hey, with linear games like this is amazing. And this new experience, the fact that you collect blood, is a unique experience on its own. I mean, you know, I wouldn't say unique, totally unique, but it does expand on some of the features that we saw in earlier games. So let's talk about the only concern that I have left. That would be the story. The story is the only thing that could hold this game back from becoming the best Resident Evil game yet. Now, obviously, we don't know the story of this game because it hasn't been released yet. However, the question is, will it surpass the previous stories that we've seen before? That's the question. Because right now, the only thing that I think is in its way of being the best Resident Evil game yet is possibly just the story. Provided the game launches with no sort of, you know, lags or anything that could, you know, hinder the player's experience. So with that being said, you know, I want to know what you guys think. Could this be the best Resident Evil game yet? Yes, no, why not? You know, give me your reasons. Tell me what you think. Tell me whether you agree or disagree. But again, this is just my opinion. This is my take. I'm real. And yeah, I mean, thanks for watching.